All right. Welcome, everyone. I am. All right. Welcome, everyone. I am. Mute that. Hey, Jacob. How's it going? So it's fitting that Jacob is our first guest here in the chat because for those who don't know Jacob, he's one of the OG Maverick players. And our list tonight is gonna be pretty close to Maverick actually. We got one mana Thalia, as some like to say. Not quite that, but you get the idea. And playing, generic dorks that can make any color because we want to, board into Magus against maybe some decks. But essentially, the idea is the deck good enough where you can just play like random cards and still win, right? Like, you don't even need this elf sub theme. You can just play like Esper Sentinel. You can play, uh, you know, I guess, Birds of Paradise instead of Land of War Elves. Uh, Obviously, white gives you Swords to Plowshares. You can even have like a random Magus here in the sideboard. It's actually been really good, but granted, in the Elf Shell, you do lose some of that synergy, obviously, without Wirewood bounce it and pay for days or something like that. And you can like, outsource Pump, which has surprisingly come up with Elvish Spirit Guide, but it has been very good actually for me because it allows you to fiend for like pretty earlier for Grist for example, and just like to go underneath. You can go like some bananas turn one plays like you know Esper Set Esper Sentinel with a dork out too. That's just like pretty good. But granted, yeah, I this could be greedy, as Jacob mentioned, but I did like it when I tried it in elves, or quote unquote elves. Really, there's only one elf that is a lock to stay in the deck, and that's Reclaimer. But nevertheless, it was really good last night. I actually went 4-0 last night. I didn't get a chance to play one of my other matches. I think it was like the second match or something where I got an auto loss because I dropped because of the Once Upon a Time bug. It's not even Once Upon a Time, but anything with window resizing like bugs out. And unfortunately, I couldn't get back in, so I posted that actually last night. But I'll bring it up here. But I do think the list is very good. Um, so we will see if what's it called? If my mad scientist Frankenstein experiment here works tonight. But yeah, like I probably would have been down a game to TS because you're not favored game one, but I never got to actually play the match out, so I got dropped after that. But nevertheless, I did go 2-0 the other matchups, and I think Zenith is like a very good matchup. So is the Yorion can go either way. I think that depending if you draw like Snuff Out or not, and I did. I do think the first match last night was very difficult. I think this is essentially Dark Ritual into hate against you, and then Doomsday. I think I would say their favorite game one were favorite post board, but I think in the hands of like a competent pilot on both sides, it's probably pretty even. I think like you lose to their nut draws, but I do think you beat their average to below average draws. But enough of that. I think we can go ahead and probably just get started. Like this list is just like a concoction that I just like came up with the other day. Didn't actually get it tested, but I will now. The Caracas in the side. I wonder if I want it there. If I want just like another piece of hate. Actually, it's probably just fine. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Why do I have 22 lands? I feel like that I'm short. Oh, there's a Bayou still. Okay, that's what it is. Alright, whatever. There's a Bayou to cast, I think Thoughtseize. Yeah. What would be the reasoning, Jacob? So my very limited experience with Living Witch in the past is it's a little bit slow. Granted, if Cradle is one of your options, that does make up for it a little bit, but we do have consistent access to Cradle already, so maybe that's like not as big an issue. Like between Forward Reclaimer and the multiple tutoring for Reclaimer and Once Upon a Time. But we shall see. Like, and this idea, it's because and shout out to David Lance. He brewed a version of this list with very small Yawgmoth package, with three Young Wolf and one Yawgmoth, and props to Jarvis U for 5-0ing on Friday with it. Which got me thinking. I was like, maybe this deck is just that strong, right? You just like play anything and still 5-0. Granted, Young Wolf does have some synergies. I wouldn't say it's optimal, but like it does have synergies with Fiend Artisan and pitching to either Natural Order or Gris. But I mean Jarvis did it pretty easily for what it's worth. So yeah, I mean you increase the what's it call it the utility of the deck for sure, Jacob. I just wonder if it's one fast enough, and two if it's worth the trouble is the only thing I guess. I mean maybe it is. I mean my limited experience is Living Wish has been a little slow. Hey Ethan, how's it going? So I think Ethan also played this list at an event recently. This hand is a little bit slow. Man, I want to keep it, but it looks kind of like a trap hand. I think I'm gonna mull. Yeah, I can. I mean, there you go. Ethan is vouching for the deck. Keep. I think here, I probably don't even want the Shepherd, to be honest. I'm finally back to Legacy. That's good to hear, Ethan. Glad to hear it. Looks like we're playing against 8-cast. Nope. Well, I don't know. I don't know what mocks here. I guess we'll find out. Oh, it's the Epic Gamble. We're probably dead. It's gotta be either Burning Wish or okay, they're gonna relay. So Tabernacle, ironically enough, is actually not as good as it once was against us. This is probably okay. I don't. Well, I guess they can cast Echo, but like, and then what? We're just gonna have to clench more or less, right? Like, we can't really stop this, unfortunately. At least not game one. So they can crack both LEDs to cast Echo of Aeons here. And before doing that, they can actually play their land in defense grid as well, if they want. They most definitely want to play their Mox Opal because that's the mana. And the City of Traders is somewhat free, I guess. Yeah, so the Opal is free, and so is the City of Traders. The grid is probably free too, or the monolith. Like they can pick which one. This is actually kind of an unfortunate start for us, but what can you do? I think if it were me, they should have probably cracked the LED, because you want to do it anyways for Echo. I guess the exception is if you draw Echo, then maybe not. If we get another turn, or in business, but the odds are we're not gonna get another turn. So for what it's worth, Ethan, who's in chat here, Cummins 11, I think went 3-0-1 with a very similar list to this. I think the only change I made was I dropped the Dork for the third Spirit Guide, but I think it's mostly intact otherwise. Hey, Soul Strong, how's it going? Hey, Adriano. Alright, probably that, I guess. This is not the matchup I really want to start off with tonight, but you have to be able to beat everything. I do think that is. I know people say, "Oh, you don't need to beat everything." I actually think you do, because I think that's what the good decks share in common, right? Like, or you can just try to win the matchup lottery, but that's very difficult to do it out of your hands. I think. Yeah, it is true. No matter what version, right? I'm just gonna lose to this Rite of Flame, no matter what. Actually, here are my socials while we are getting comboed out here. Can never avoid the Rite of Flame gamers. And then if you want access to my like monthly metagame update, which came out last week, um, make sure to just subscribe. Not subscribe. Yeah, subscribe to Twitch. Um, or you can just like subscribe via Patreon. Patreon is better for me personally if there's no difference to you because I get higher percentage of the profits. But then I can just send it to you if you do subscribe via Twitch. All right, we're dead. Nothing we could have done here. It is what it is. All right, let's see. Guess there. What do we want here? Guess we want the ley line and the mindbreak trap and the thought seizes. I don't think the magus does anything here. Mind sensor is pretty good for gamble, and I don't. Okay, we can board out the bog for sure. The Korok is already out. I think we can actually cut that, and then what are we cutting? We're cutting up birds. Maybe a land, if anything. Actually, that's the wrong land. I think we cut a basic. Alright. That seems pretty good. Pretty good. Definitely want the Mindbreak trap against the Rider Flame deck that can't really play around it. I guess there is defense grid, but defense grid is otherwise very bad against us. It's quite the hand. Boom, put in the ley line. I think we actually just play the Arbor here and pass. When we The reason why I did it this way is because I want to get turn to collective as another, hate piece. Yeah, this is a good hand. Normally I do not like these clunky hands, but here it's pretty good. The Artisan, I think like we have the agent still. That could be worth something. Top deck Cradle would be pretty good. Would be pretty good here. Oh, okay. Yeah, the Rite of Flame. Don't tell me they're gonna like relay or something right now. I guess relay is fine, but okay, there's the relay. I think we have to trap that because you don't know what other shenanigans they're up to. Uh, I guess it's this. Cradle now wins, but we have to fade 2 turns here though. They're gonna. I was like, maybe they'll bash, but maybe not. That's not a bad draw. I think we pass the turn. We have to kill next turn. Nothing scary here, hopefully. I think the card that I'm scared of here is Burning Wish. Gamble. So 50% chance to get what they get, right? Okay, that's the card that they try to get the Burning Wish. Thank goodness. All right, there we go. I think we just do it like this. All right, so the hard part is here winning game 3. We do have turn 0 hate. I just am so tired of losing these kind of decks that I just sucked it up and just made room for Maverick Trap now, right? Like, very tired of losing these kind of decks. Lo and behold. It's possible this version should just not run discard because it's a little awkward to fetch keep. I almost said no, Sentinel. Esper Sentinel. And then have to have discard in your hand, right? That's a little awkward, but I guess we'll just try to see how greedy we can be. Interesting. I feel like we have to trap that. We have 1 card left. What could it be? Like in the event they just have draw gas, right? I think I have to trap that. Yeah, for sure. Oh shoot. Okay, that was a mistake. I'm supposed to once first, like tunnel vision, just turn 2 collective. Hopefully it doesn't matter. We'll see. Definitely a punt on my behalf there. Got way too excited there for the collective. So we take the bop here because we're gonna pitch it. Didn't even matter. Did not even matter that we misplayed. It's power Mindbreak trap, I guess. Power Mindbreak trap. All right, 1-0. Honestly, probably not favorite that game. I don't really want to play against Ride of Flame, but we'll take it. We'll take it. Thank you, Adriano. Big props again to Adriano. I was actually just having a conversation where I brought up Adriano. Top aiding the recent showcase challenge with Moon Stomping, which I think is the best deck in the format, and wait, having done it in no reps. Did you see that Nathan won the Monks? I did see that. I don't know Nathan personally, but I do know people who know who he is. But that's a pretty insane a feat in regards. I think he like qualified for 4 out of the last 5 or something crazy like that, which is just insane because some people don't even qualify for it once. I was fortunate enough to do it one time. I did not win, but I did finish third. And all things considered, I think I was pretty happy with my performance given I had never played Modern before and I had never drafted uh, what's it called? A standard set ever in my life. So that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean Nathan, anytime you win the mocks, even getting there is already impressive, I think. But yellow winning it twice and qualifying for 4 times out of the last 5 is just insane. I think. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Qualifying for it already is just a huge accomplishment, and even if I never accomplish anything ever again in my life, well, not my life, but like regards to Magic ever again, I think I can at least hold my hat off on that. Yeah, that's just nuts. Queued for the next 2 worlds. I don't think I can keep this. Ooh, sure. I think we keep the cradle just because it's like too broken, maybe. Or if they want to waste us. I don't think I want to of this though. Looks like we're on blue red. This is gonna be nice if they daze. It's just the full on blowout if they daze. Thank you. Oh my god, I never felt so good. That's actually the first time I got to do this, believe it or not. Actually, I take that back. Second time. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that? Guess maybe that. So essentially, what that what's it called it? What that spirit guy did was it allowed us to be on the play more or less. Sure, they're gonna bolt our reclaimer. Not gonna block. I wonder if they have force. I mean, they do, but I don't think I'm stressing it if they don't. If they do. Ooh. This is the combo, right? Miss. Thank you. Oh, okay. Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta do that? Alright. I think here we're gonna do it. Well, I guess we can minus. I could have attacked, I guess, but I didn't want to like mill the art dried over. I think that was my logic. All right, this is gonna take over the game. They needed a hit there. Like we're just like running away with this already. You don't even need Progenitus, right? Just natural order for Gris. It's good enough. All right. I don't even know if the mapping is good here. We'll see, I guess. I don't want that. So our mapping is a little bit. Well, I guess we can board in a land. I was gonna say our mapping is a little bit off. Because we don't have we're already pre-boarded with the endurances. That is one issue with this. I don't not really a ley line gamer in terms of like bringing in Delver. I don't feel like we need to do that kind of like cheese. I guess is probably the best way I can explain it. But yeah, our mapping seems to be off with this list. But I mean, I just threw this together. I thought this could be an issue because I know like we're moving all the endurances to the main, right? So like you don't have enough cards to like take out now. I think keep. Granted, your cards are better individually against this deck. All right. I think we want to hit land. Maybe they'll daze this. I don't know. They may not do that because they got scared already from before. Yeah, so they may have some reservations about playing days when we have spirit guides, right? All right. So there's two ways to do this. I think I want to ambush them with the endurance. I can mind sensor them too, which is just would be debilitating. Sure. Mind sensor not the best in this matchup, but might be randomly good here. We'll see. that resolved. Okay, that's a full blowout, I guess. We know they don't have force or days because they would have done it. Unless that top card draws them that. Do they even look at ours or theirs? Da-da-da-da-da. Hold on. Let's see. They targeted me. Maybe I should. I don't know. Alright, interesting. I feel like we just slam, right? Like, not gonna mess around here. Why didn't they daze the endurance? What the heck? Alright. It must have been the card they drew. Because I'm giving my opponent the benefit of the doubt. Why did you mind sensor in response to the fetch? You're talking about on the previous turn, so strong? It's because I wanted to hit the endurance. Sorry, hit the DRC with the endurance. If that's what you mean. Yeah, you're probably right. I didn't think about that, but that's yeah. You are right. I should have done that. You are absolutely right. I think here we're just gonna double ramp. Um, yeah, let's do that. I feel like we just want to ramp here. Thanks, Fornia. But yeah, no, I think I missed it. I just wasn't paying attention because I was thinking about their turn, but I should have definitely mind censored them when I had the chance. They could have dazed it anyways, or not dazed it, but like I think yeah they could have dazed it because they had the other land open. I think. All right, so they're gonna hit the arbor. Sure. Isn't Maverick OBC by all? I love that. Interesting here. I think we're gonna go ahead and main phase this endurance and see what happens. Bono bad cards. I had a small misplay too, but not nearly as bad as theirs. If unless they had if they had the days, but I'm giving the benefit of the doubt that they drew it on the bobble. I also think it makes no sense for our opponent to fetch on upkeep. I think that was thrown off because I was trying to figure out if they knew what was on, and they did. They were looking at ours for some reason instead of theirs. Sure. I think our opponent is in. Yeah, for sure. This card is egregious. Because they brainstormed, so they wanted something new. Oh sure, huh? Thank you, Decent, for the sub. Yeah, I could have got my opponent here with the mind sensor, but didn't do that. I think here I'm gonna bash and see what they do. And then same thing, right? I'm gonna main phase this so they can't brainstorm or something. Yeah, I know, right? We're gonna be 2-0, I think, right now. It's like we're just like playing random cards. I mentioned, I know Diesel, if you just joined, I mentioned I do not really want Mind Sensor in this matchup, but I kept it in because I just had nothing else. Yeah, this is this is the green version of I brewed a deck and it's Delver, right? I might have fixed Maverick. It's like this is like no bad cards Maverick now, right? You don't have Wasteland, but you still have like the Esper Sentinel, which I think is like pretty good. Our opponent is pretty behind. We even have the Swords to Plowshares insurance. Well, not if they like bolted or whatever, but alright, we can just like run our endurances now in. Looks like they're gonna bolt. Okay, they're gonna bolt that. That's annoying. Alright, didn't matter. Did not matter. Alright, I'm gonna put on my deck here that essentially just playing like random cards. Random cards to see if we can what's call it? Do well, right? I jokingly named this deck Will Ferrell because there's only one elf left, right? It's just a singular elf. I guess Spirit Guide counts. But I'll be right back. Let me get some water and use the restroom. Alright, I am back. Ooh, come on. Yeah, Bolt the Bird. So, oops, my water's right there. Sunbird's like pretty stock. I mean, given that we, colors shifted from black, right? More into white removal, I guess, is the only thing. I like C's still against combo. I think it's better than Deafening Silence or any of the other white options. I guess technically speaking, I could play like Thalia or Spirit of the Labyrinth, but I think if it's a sideboard card, it's got to be 0 mana or 1 mana. The exception is Magus because it does something very unique. Notice I'm not even playing any Taiga or dedicated red sources. I'm just gonna like fiend for it or cast it off the Birds of Paradise. My issue with Dryad Militant is it a card that people need to answer though? I'm playing as Dark Dog, who sometimes in our stream, they're usually on D&T. I don't know if I love this against them, but whatever. I have some concerns about this build against D&T for what it's worth. So I guess we will find out. Guess we will find out. And when I say this build, I'm talking about like cutting the elf stuff. Yeah, I can see that for sure. I remember during the breach period, I boarded in 14 cards, which is kind of nuts. All right. Our opponent says can't wait to see the hot tech. I think here we just want to ramp. Yeah, I think we want to just ramp. All right, they're gonna port us here on the upkeep. I don't think it's worth it to use our spirit guide just to get endurance out. I don't think that does anything in this matchup, to be honest. I think I'd rather just like play the reclaimer and then go. Speaking of which, well, I could grist right now. Actually, that's actually kind of good. Yeah, I think I like that. Grist on an empty board just like feels like cheating. Oh, pitch the cradle though, but they may skyclave it, but I think if they do, that's fine. That, okay, they're gonna do that. Alright, that's okay. They're gonna eat our token, presumably. We're gonna continue to pump tokens. We're still a little while away from natural order. And then we can protect the grist here with the endurance, like randomly being good, right? Obviously, if they have solitude or something like that, it's kind of annoying. But we still would have got like multiple triggers out of this endurance. I mean, out of this grist. Alright, they're gonna pitch. I think that's okay with us. It's funny, they don't want the Spirit Ladder because we don't have any card drawing anymore in the deck. Alright. Oh, that's pretty insane. They're gonna waste probably our Bayou and maybe our Arbor. We'll just land like two Reclaimers, I guess. Ugh, that's kind of annoying. They gotta use their dead spirit labyrinth against us, which is like annoys. Ooh, okay. Plus. I wonder why they didn't use the waste. That's kind of interesting. So here, I'm gonna chump with the bird because I get a free token anyways with the grist if I do. They could skyclave the bird though, or like swords it. Let's see what's happening here. I think this is free. Gonna port me? Possible. Okay, there's that, I guess. I don't think I attack here because I actually don't think I care about the spirit. We know one card is the Yorion. Alright, so we know their whole hand now. It's kind of annoying because they have the Richard import. That's actually really annoying. Sure. They just tapped down and died. So luckily they did that. Can't stop that at the moment. So one concern I have with Esper Sentinel is being non-green is an issue. Like I just want to like cast all my spells and like this can happen, right? Let's see what happens here. They're outside of us drawing the hoof. They're dead. That is a mistake. Sure. All right. There's no need here because we know their hand to like grist because we can just like mill the hoof. All right. That was probably we got off the hook because I think if our opponent ported us, it's gonna be a little bit harder. We're not like dead or anything, but I think they rushed into the GTA and got punished. There is my take. All right, time to board in swords. Bog can come out. Uh, Endurances actually seem kind of iffy in this matchup. I actually don't like the Shepherd at all. Maybe this is like okay. Magus probably not. Seems kind of whatever's. Go lower on sound since they are mostly creatures. Yeah, I guess I can do that, and then like more endurances. That's probably fair. Yeah, that's true for sure. I didn't even think about that. Right? So this is what I mean by this matchup. Like suddenly you have so many bad cards against them. I don't really want to keep endurance, but like now I suddenly have to, right? Uh, yeah, Sentinel is probably is trash in this matchup. That's for sure, Toast. And cooldown max. Yeah, so that is like one concern about this kind of build for me, right? Like I don't want to just like randomly lose the D&T now. That's true. Endurance is a body. Like they're gonna have to at least get through your endurance if they want to attack. They have like Cauldra, but like that's otherwise not a great card against us. Yeah, the reach is relevant because of Flicker was trying to attack your Grist. Like it mattered in that game, right? If we forced out their Solitude, I think we keep this. I think the goal here is just to like natural order and just hope they don't have their like council judgment. Also, endurance being a 3/4 body means they have a hard time getting through. Outside of like Cauldra. It could be turn 3 natural order. Through one removal spell too. Hmm. Can technically even do a turn 2. But that's really risky because they're a Solitude deck, right? Still have turn 3 natural order here. If they don't port us. We'll see. One thing I'm reminded since we're in this Abzan like color mana base is I do not like having to decide which color to fetch for. Right? Granted, you can live without it. Sorry, not, you can play through it, but it's like not ideal. All right, they most likely will kill that because natural order's coming. Yeah, I mean I think they need to almost right. All right, what do we have here? I think we play that and pass. I think we don't care about the timeless dragon to be honest. If they want to tap out for it, like be my guess. Sure. I would assume they're gonna get a GTA, maybe a Cauldra. I don't know. Question here is, do we put that in the bottom? Probably because the timeless dragon matters. I think we bash first. Because if they had swords, they probably would have swords it. I don't think we give them a chance to respond here. Now we gotta fade the council's judgment. I don't know. Some play one, some play maybe two. My opponent just said we were having fun. Yeah. I mean, we were, but like, Progendis is the fun police. Alright, we're gonna bash. We even have the swords, which is kind of nuts. They should have put in the GTA. Maybe they just conceded already? Yeah, looks like that's what happened. They should have put in the GTA. Alright, 3-0. This core is just kind of broken, right? Good games, J920. Good games. How has Sentinel felt in other matchups? It hasn't. I mean, this is like the first night I'm trying it. When I tried it a while ago, it's like pretty good. My issue at the moment with it is the mana's kind of bad. I think it's a little bit better with Birds of Paradise, obviously, but I don't really like to have to fetch two different colors. Like, especially since it stays in against these blue combo decks. Then you're gonna have to like fetch Savannah, which is a liability too. Should just cut green. I don't think so. If you look, the whole deck, the best cards are green, right? I know they gave goblins. They gave goblins a mana dork with exalted. Like, why is that before an elf one? That literally makes no sense, right? Yeah, I guess that right colors for elves would be Abzan as well. So maybe when they complete the cycle, right? Like we can get our Abzan mana dork. Abzan or Bug, both of them would be pretty welcome, right? Because Bug gives you Leovold maybe, but Abzan gives you like all the nice white sideboard cards. We're playing against Memories of the Time. I think they are a Goblins player. Unfortunately, I don't know which one because their usernames never match their Discord names, so I don't know who's who. Unfortunately, it'll be another shard. So you think Bug, decent? This is like reasonable, I guess. This is another matchup I'm like a little bit afraid of, like Sentinel being a liability. Okay, never mind. They're not on goblins. What are they on? Blue red, maybe? Oh, they are on blue red. Okay. Okay. Oof. Don't love any of that. feel like we take the bop here. We're like a little bit flooded. This is actually case in point. This is one of the rare occasions you'll see me not take a cradle. Right? We just have too many lands already, and I didn't want to take Sentinel and just not be able to cast it. Right? So all around really awkward. I think here we just want to ramp out endurance. Naya. Yeah, Naya's again all the wrong colors, right? We don't really want red. The only red elf I know is Bloodbraid. What is going on here? Why do they have a saga? What is going on? What is going on? What do I do here? I guess I can play the Artisan. They forced that. Okay, interesting. I feel like they could have days, but I don't know if I'm supposed to play around it. Oh my god, they have an Echo of Aeons. What is going on? What is going on? Hey John, how's it going? I have tried RB in the past sparingly when like Ragavan was like a thing. It turns out like the mapping is kind of poor, and like I really don't want to randomly lose to these creature decks. Like I know the DNT matchup is not as good as it once was, but like you get even worse, right? Like the other thing about yeah, so those that's like the two one of the two issues I think I had with the red splash. You get worse against these creature decks, and you also get worse against combo. Like not having C's is like a big deal. I think, and one of the reasons I think to play, Rock, right, more or less. I think Thoughtseize is like highly underrated right now because like there's no Veil of Summer, and if they have it like out of TES, you only have four seasons, so like it's kind of a crapshoot, like whether you're gonna get them or not. I'm like thoroughly confused now. I don't know why our opponent has Echo of Aeons in their deck. Like the Saga, I can think of why because I think about the old Ragavan or Saga Van decks with DRC, Ragavan, and then essentially having the Saga package, and go a little bit bigger against the blue red decks. We are flooding out, despite our best efforts not to. Like well, I guess not. Maybe not. We kept a four land hand, and I guess we drew the fifth land now. Might have been three lands that we started with. I don't remember. I think actually yeah, the basic force we drew off the top. So we've run two out of three lands. Or actually, maybe it was two lands in a row. I don't remember. We just had a turn two. Yeah, it was two lands in a row. Force and then this fetch. Our science experiment is going well so far. Just like play anything in this show. Maybe you can 5-0. Sure. I mean, they could have anything at this point, right? Because Echo of Aeons was pitched. Okay, interesting. I guess that doesn't matter, right? Like, I feel like I want to main phase this. They have the saga, fortunately, to, pay for it. They don't know about our bog. It's gonna be kind of annoying, I guess. I would guess they're gonna get like Retro Federate Foundry. They're gonna pay for the Sentinel here. Just bog them now before things get out of hand. It's possible. I'm supposed to bog them the next turn, because the saga actually counts as an enchantment, which is like kind of annoying. Okay, I guess there's that. Oh, nice. They didn't. We got the extra draw. Oh my god, that's kind of annoying. What in the world is going on here? Man. Hey, Echo 81, how's it going? This is why I hate leagues at times. What is going on? Draw a card, then discard a card. Okay. Draw a card, discard. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose this. Maybe I'm supposed to blow up the converter. Actually, probably blow the saga now. We're dead next turn. Well, kind of. We can block with the birds, I guess. Yeah, I probably should have blown this up while I had the chance. Not good. I think we just passed, to be honest. Why is this a white card? This doesn't make any sense. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, they're gonna put the Narset back. Interesting. Flashback. Oh, can't believe I'm losing to this. Jesus. Ugh, I don't feel like I'm supposed to be losing this game, but fortunately, we did not draw any payoffs, and that Dax stole our Esper Sentinel, which is like super awkward. Maybe he'll echo? I don't think so though, but I don't know. I don't think our opponent is supposed to echo from this board state, but you never know. It's definitely the fun play. I don't know. I don't think our opponent is supposed to do it. Actually, I messed up. Why did I? Why did I chump both? I'm supposed to have another mana, so that was a mistake. All right, it doesn't even matter. Jesus. All right, I have to use the restroom real quick. All right. What to do? What to do against this type of deck? I feel like guide is not. Well, did they daze us? I don't think they did. I don't think guide is where we want to be. STP. They only had what? DRC. Probably not it either. I feel like Progenitus is probably pretty good in this matchup. Moon is kind of interesting, actually. We want ley line. I don't love it, but they do have a lot of looting effects, and actually, the collective seems kind of whatever's. So maybe like that. Keep. I think I want to go turn one bop, and then go from there. Because then the thing is, like, we go turn one Sentinel, and they go turn one DRC. It feels bad. I think we go black. Because I don't think I didn't board in swords. Here, if they have a response to the Artisan outside of days, uh, then they, what's it called? They have to pay for the Sentinel, right? Actually, I made a mistake. I have other potentially other Sentinels as well. Probably should have got the Savannah. They did force, so I kind of want to just like get projected this next turn. All right. Lotus petal, interesting. Lotus. All right. Well, we drew the hoofs, and really no more messing around. Told me they have another force. All right, we can put a one turn them on a one turn clock. Lois is fine, bud. My dog realizes his mom is home. All right. Cool. Maybe we can get this game 3 here. Do we want Magus? Maybe. Like it hurts us like pretty badly too, for what it's worth. Um, man, Spear Guy doesn't seem particularly good in this matchup. I feel like they probably have a lot of removal. I think we'll just keep as is. If we get the chance, we'll Magus them, but like, I don't think I'm gonna like go for it if that makes sense. 5 lands, nope. Mulligan. We have to play. We have to remember that we have to get one for basic forest though, in case we do go for the Magus plan. Speaking of which, here's the basic force now. Doesn't feel like they play days, so I'm just not gonna play around it. Not that I do anyways, but even less reason to. Good week for my fantasy team. I just saw Devontae Adams as a touchdown. His second of the day. I think the one card I would be nervous about is Rough Tumble. Like, I think I want to get my Reclaimers big before I commit to Artisan here. They could theoretically have Rough Tumble too because LED. Oh my god, that's not good. The question here is, do I want to bog that Echo? Like who wins here in this situation? I think I'll let that go. Right, we have 4 cards. They have 4 cards. It's kind of the same, I guess. All right, we have to do it now. Yeah, I mean, I don't enjoy really playing against this kind of decks, unfortunately. It's not my jam. Not my jam. What do we do here? I feel like we get the collector oof just to play around the Echo of Aeons. Actually, we boarded it out. Like, we didn't know they were playing this, so luckily we got forced here. I feel like we're gonna mind twist here. I did not expect a Hull Breacher. We didn't see it both games and suddenly they have it. Like these are the type of decks that are hard to play against because they could have anything, right? Uh, Let me think about that. Does it usually run DRC? It No, it does not. It's usually just mono blue. Do we actually do anything here? They can bash us for three, but I actually don't think we care. They probably bounce the artisan. I would imagine. Yeah. Um, I want to make sure that the reclaimer can take out the Teferi because it's actually quite annoying. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, it's gonna be the worst luck if they have a whatever here. If they see the echo. They pitched one already. I think we bogged the other. No, we bogged one. Might be graveyard here. I don't know. It's hard to say. I'm like nervous right now with that whole breacher on board. These are the one of the decks that I think could be hard again for us to beat. Oh, they're gonna needle the artisan. That makes sense. Otherwise, they're gonna die, right? Sure. I think we do it here. I think we just turn everybody sideways here. They may double block one of the whatever, but we're gonna get in a lot of damage. They may double block one of the reclaimers, but I don't think we care. Time to swing in with everybody again, I think. So they block the big one, and then they block the other one. They're down at one. think we take that. So that one now. Gotta breathe. Oh, we got there. That was way too close. Way, way too close. All right. One more to go, I guess. I'm gonna get some quick break. This is like nerve wracking. Uh, if I were to define it, green deck. I mean, okay, we got taxing effects. We got mana dorks. We got green sun. Actually, maybe that's it. A green sun zenith deck plus taxes is Maverick. Green mid range pile. Yeah, I guess maybe with white. It has to have Thali, I guess, but Esper Sentinel's pretty close. Honestly, the worst card that's felt in this list, I guess, is the Shepherd. Um, Probably in this kind of list, you can probably just cut it. I think. Um, the Sentinel has not felt good, to be honest. I would say the sequel was pretty good. I watched it this year, Jason. It's definitely worth watching. I actually watched for the first time the original Top Gun this year too. Jacob Core, who was on earlier, OG Maverick player, was joking that this deck is really should be nicknamed Top Gun. If I can win one more, it proves credence that you can just play whatever in the shell and still win. That it's already been proven, to be honest, by Jarvis slash David Lance. So David Lance actually took the shell, well, not this shell, but the elf version of this shell, and added in move the endurance's main, and then cut the elves except for Elvish Reclaimer. Hence why he called it just elf, singular. He moved the endurance's main, which I think is pretty interesting. Something I had considered before, but I just felt like you just lose too much ground against these creature decks. But it is a big body for what it's worth. And then he added in the Yawgmoth kill with like 3 Young Wolf and a Blood Artist, which is an awful card. And then Yawgmoth. The Blood Artist didn't really do anything. The Yawgmoth I think won like 1 game from what I saw when Jarvis 5-0'd. And then the Young Wolf was like not great, right? It's just like fodder for the Fiend Artisan. And fodder for Natural Order. But if Natural Order or Fiend Artisan resolve, you're probably winning anyways. One nice thing is like if I do 5-0 with this right now, I can just like post on the Maverick Discord. Oh, new Maverick list just dropped, right? I mean, I think the issue I have with the way Maverick is built is twofold. I think one, you're right, cats. All right. This is gonna be not great. Unfortunately, we have the Nombo of the Hoof in our hand with Natural Order also in our hand. This is like situationally bad. Your Rycats, though, is oftentimes on Reanimator. So if they are, we get like rewarded. I don't know if we're supposed to be like taking those kind of like risks per se. So this is kind of interesting. What do you think? Okay, let's do this. Since this is a learning exercise, there is main deck Bog. I don't know how likely they are on Reanimator. I know they have played it in the past. This is like kind of bad otherwise if they're not on it. So that's one of my issues with Maverick. It doesn't have any way to easily win. Is my issue, or one of the issues. Um, you're about to concede in. All right, let's small. Not great, but I think we just put this back. Done. I feel like we just ramp here and just like we're just like Esper Sentinel first into ramp. Exile. Obviously not great, right? But gotta do what you gotta do. If they are Reanimator, I'm a little bit sad, but I'm gonna play as if I didn't know what they're on. Looks like they are Reanimator. Who are they targeting? All right, so we got punished. But again, I was not gonna assume I knew what my opponent was on. Probably dead now. I guess not. We have a turn. Oh my god. This is too good. Actually, one thing I forgot was we're playing four, and there's a good chance we just draw another one. So in hindsight, yeah, maybe that's okay. Like that we mold. I forgot that we're playing four Endurance's main.